Some lovely herbs over here. Got a sweet mint that I kind of saved recently. It wasn't doing so great in one of my containers. I think I just didn't have enough fertilizer or compost, and I was kind of neglecting it because I thought, well, mint is just so easy to grow, so I just kind of left it alone, but it does need a little bit of care. And then I've got some other ones over here. I've got stevia. This is fennel, which has gone to seed. Got parsley, golden marjoram, and golden oregano, which have just amazing flavor. And sage, I think it's a Spanish or French lavender. That's a purple basil, and sorrel. It's a little citrusy for my taste, but I got that French sorrel from, I think I got it from Sky Nursery. And then there's this Dune Valley Thyme, which kind of tastes very and smells very lemony. I've got some rosemary, French tarragon, and then this random viola, which popped up, which is really pretty too. I had some dill earlier, but it kind of has petered out. And then on this side, I've got some really nice heads of baby romaine lettuce. Well, now they're babies, but they'll be bigger soon. And I think you can see a little bit a close-up of the sweet peas that I planted. There's a mixture of sweet peas and there's some snow peas as well. They're just from seeds that I saved. So it's really cool to see the process of germination all the way from seed to plant to seed again, and then planting it again. And then I've got Bibb lettuce, which I also sowed in a similar fashion from lettuces that I planted earlier this year from seed. And then zucchini, which is kind of done for, I think it's kind of done for the year, but it seems to keep going. It seems to keep wanting to grow. And there's some small zucchini sprouting there, or growing. And then, so I only have 4 zucchini plants. It's hard to tell because it's kind of a jungle here, but only 4 seeds out of the whole packet germinated, but that was plenty because each zucchini produced maybe 15 to 20 zucchinis, I swear. But there are some green beans, bush beans that are kind of gradually dying. They're kind of underneath. So bush beans only grow to maybe a foot high. So they're a little different from the pole vining variety of bean. And very exciting, I have my peppers here. So this is a green bell pepper. They are small, but I already harvested some of the larger ones this year. So it's just kind of making a comeback. Excuse my shadow if you see it. There's some habaneros. Let's get a little closer here. I have given some of these away, so the ones that are left are kind of hidden in there, but I'm sure you can see some of them. See, they start out green like that, and then they gradually turn orange. Some more, and then I've got some red bell pepper back here. You can see those here. Again, I harvested some, but there's still some left. They're just absolutely gorgeous as they turn red. And I have some jalapeno and serrano as well back there. And then here's a random little spider we should just say hi to. And there are just some random volunteer tomatoes out here, and I didn't volunteer, meaning I didn't plant them, which is pretty cool because then you get to harvest some fruit that you didn't even really plant. And these are some winter melons that my mom grew. I'll show you some. And she's put them in a sling so they don't fall out. And a lot of our neighbors are Chinese, and so they'll come and comment on them and praise the melon. But I don't really know anything about growing those, except my mom says they're really great in the soil here. And then I've got some arugula. So there's some baby arugula popping up, and that's the last bit of my carrots that I am gonna pretty much finish up probably in the next couple weeks. But I do have some more carrots on the way, so not to worry. So let's head over here to the larger area of the garden. I've got a really cool compost bin that I got from Home Depot online, and it shipped to me, and I just assembled it and I painted it with some tung oil on the inside, which is natural, to make sure that it didn't leach chemicals into the soil or into the compost. And then I finished it with some just whitewash stain on the outside. And then, yeah, so hopefully that turns into compost in the next, you know, month or so, maybe. It's just an experiment because I have so many garden scraps, I might as well invest in one. So these are my squashes. They're just insane and they're beautiful. They have really taken over this corner, and when I planted them, I didn't really think about the spacing. I didn't take it seriously, and so I had to sort of do a last minute trellising operation with these tomato trellises or tomato cages, which is not an ideal solution, but I'd probably do something different next year. But they still seem to be pretty happy. I've got a butternut squash or two, actually more than two, like a million. And I've also got, let's see, this is a loofah, and it's really cool because I make soap, and hopefully I'll be able to use that for soap making. Butternut squash. And I've also got, go on the other side, we've got some honey nut squash too. Let's find it. There's one right there. It's really cute. And there's another one down there. It's quite a bit bigger. And I've got this really cool stripy, I don't know if you can see it. It's called a tiger melon, I believe. And there's just, these were all given to me as seedlings, and they were all in like little tiny cups, and they were dying, and I thought I'd just rehabilitate them, and that seemed to work really well because they have really taken off in my garden, thankfully. And this is a golden midget watermelon, which I'm not really sure if I wasn't sure if I could grow watermelons, but I think I can if there's enough sun this year for the rest of the season, which goes until like mid-November. Then I should be able to harvest some melons, which would be exciting. And again, some more, I think, tiger melons. At least that's what they were marked as on the cup. And then I have some more peppers that were part of that seedling kit as well. There's pepperoncinis right here. You can see those, really cool. And another zucchini, that's a yellow zucchini. And then I've got another pepperoncini. These are purple peppers, which haven't, I don't see any peppers on them yet, but they're definitely gonna be, actually there's some little ones in there. And there's, this is a yellow pepper, like a yellow bell pepper. And this is just random asparagus, which apparently is a grass. I didn't plant those there. And then behind me, here are some beautiful Persian cucumbers that I planted just recently, but they have really grown a lot. Cucumbers need a lot of water, but they seem really healthy here and really happy. And I planted some, as you can see from the sign, collard greens, and they're starting to pop up. Kind of experimenting with different vegetables since it's my first year and I'm just learning. There's some, these are called yellow wax beans. I don't know if I have any fully ripe ones yet, but here are some, you can see these down here. There we go. Some really beautiful beans in the flowers are beautiful as well. And the plants. These are my turnips, which I'll be gradually harvesting. They're pretty much ready. They're just small, so I'm waiting for it to get colder so that they hopefully get bigger. I've learned that root vegetables really like the cold, or at least they get sweeter. And then I've mulched up that area right there because there was a bunch of Bermuda grass, which is just a legendary like weed. And so I wanted to protect my leeks. They're, this is what they look like close up, but those are small right now, but hopefully throughout the winter and maybe into the spring I can harvest them. Got some Brussels sprouts over here. They didn't do too hot this year because I didn't really know what I was doing with them, but they kind of look like little cabbages on the top, but they're supposed to form like chains on the bottom, which obviously they haven't. And I think I just didn't space them out enough or give them enough like fertilizer, or didn't prune them right, because they're quite difficult to get right. And so I think as a first-time gardener, I just wasn't ready for them, which is fine. I'll just save the seeds and start again, try it again. Here's some pumpkin plants. They have these beautiful squash blossoms, just like, you know, zucchini does, but it's kind of funny how they all have the same blossom, but they're actually different plants. But here's a pumpkin. You can see that big guy right there. He's starting to turn orange. And then I've got over here, I've got some purple auric, which is French spinach. I don't particularly like the taste of them, and they also didn't germinate very well. There's only 2 or 3 plants that germinated in my seed packet. But I don't know, maybe some people like the tangy taste. These are my New Zealand spinaches. They were also slow to germinate, but they did germinate really well, unlike the purple auric, and they've actually really taken over once they germinated. They basically taste like spinach. Maybe a little bit thicker on the leaves, and a little like a softer texture, I guess. But they're really tasty as well. I would probably grow those again. And then I've got some more little baby romaines that are on their way. And tomatoes, I've picked most of the ripe ones already, so a lot of the ones you see are green. And some of them may still ripen though, because they're still, like today, it's still a very sunny day, so we'll see. But tomatoes like hot weather, so there's some really cute little sun golds, which actually were, the seedlings were given to me by a friend, and they're just amazing. Look at those little guys, so happy. And then I have some watermelon radish here that has sprouted, and radish doesn't take long at all, so that should be a quick turnaround. And I planted some salad bowl lettuce right there last night, as well as more carrots. So I'm really succession sowing my carrots this year, this season, because I did not do that last time, and I had a whole bunch of carrots kind of all at the same time. But the great thing about carrots is you can kind of harvest them whenever you want, although they are better when it's not so hot out. So here are some carrot seedlings. This is just, I don't actually know what this is. It's just like a random volunteer plant. It kind of looks like some kind of radish or turnip. And then there's some little seedlings. Those are actually rainbow carrots, which I'm really excited about. There'll be different colors like red, purple, orange. And then I've got some, I think this is a marigold, but I'm not really sure because I got a packet of seeds and I just kind of sprinkled them there. These are parsnips, which are like notoriously hard to grow. And I got a whole packet of them and only some of them germinated, as you can tell. But they do take a long time. I love parsnips. I just personally love like sauteing them or roasting them, so that's why I decided to try it out. And I always like a challenge and an experiment. So there we go. So that's pretty much it for the vegetable side of the garden, besides my fig tree, and I've got some raspberries in the back. So stay tuned.